Hello friends, I welcome you all on this YouTube channel. Hope you all are okay, well and fine. This question has been asked in GATE 2007 examination. So how to solve this question? Let us see. First, please read the question statement. Find VTH and RTH when looking into terminals X and Y. What is VTH? VTH is a Thevenin's voltage. Suffix TH indicates it's a Thevenin's voltage, right? Similarly, RTH is the Thevenin's resistance. So out of these four options, A, B, C, D, only one option is correct, and you have to choose that correct option after solving this question. So now have a look at it on the given network. So see this, first of all, this is a voltage source which is indicated by plus minus sign, right? So voltage source is indicated by this, right? So this is a dependent voltage source. This is a dependent voltage source, and it is depending on what? It is depending on the current I, which is flowing in this branch, right? This current I is flowing in this 1 ohm resistance, right? So this is a dependent voltage source because its value is depending on the current which is flowing in this branch, in some another branch, right? So this is a dependent voltage source. So basically this is a current dependent, I is a current, so this is a current dependent voltage source, right? Now in series with this 1 ohm resistance is connected. This is a 1 ohm resistance in which current I, small I, is flowing. Its small I is given is indicated in this question. So now this, have a look at it. This is definitely this is a current source. It is indicated by this arrow symbol, right? And its value is 2 ampere, right? So this is independent current source. Why independent current source? Because its value is fixed. Its value is fixed, and that is equal to 2 ampere. And it is not depending on any other parameter. So that's why I said this is an independent current source. So the job of this independent current source is to provide a constant current of 2 ampere between this and this point, right? Between this and this point. So this is an independent current source. In parallel with this, you can see a 2 ohm resistance. Terminal X and Y are the desired terminal where you want to find out, where you have to find out VTH and RTH, right? So you have to look the network like this, right? In this fashion you have to look into the network like this, and then you have to find out VTH and RTH, right? So basically you should stand here, right? You should stand here like this, and you have to look the network like this. That is the demand of the question, right? Do not stand at some other point, right? Do not look the network like this, right? You have to look like this, because across X and Y terminal you have to find out RTH and VTH, right? So now how to start this question? So first of all, first step is, I told you that first of all remove the resistance, load resistance across the desired terminal, right? Desired terminals are X and Y. This is already open, already the resistance is removed, right? So that's why no need to remove. So you have to simply calculate the VTH. Step number 1 is calculation of Thevenin's voltage VTH, right? So in this step number 1 we will calculate VTH. So have a look at it. Across this terminal X and Y you have to find VTH, right? So let me indicate the terminal. Let me indicate VTH. So this VTH is nothing but open circuit voltage, right? VTH, I told you it is nothing but the open circuit voltage across the desired terminals, right? So across X and Y, this is a Thevenin's voltage VTH, right? Now you can apply KVL or KCL to find this Thevenin's voltage, whichever is easier, you have to choose that method. So here just have a look at it. Current I is flowing in this branch, right? And the resistance in this branch is 1 ohm. So what is the voltage drop of this branch? It is V is equal to IR, that means current I into 1. So I into 1, that means I volt is the voltage drop of this parallel branch. Have you understood? So just have a look at it. This voltage is I volt, right? I into 1 is voltage drop across this parallel branch. The same voltage drop you will find here across this branch, across this current source, because this is connected in parallel with this, right? The same voltage drop you will find here in this 2 ohm resistance, right? Because this is also in parallel with this, right? So this in parallel with this, in parallel with this, that means voltage of all these 3 branches is equal to I volt, right? So voltage drop across this parallel branch is I, right? Now if I ask you what is the polarity, then you would say in the direction of current flow there is a voltage drop, right? So for voltage drop you have to show negative sign here, and this upper sign will be plus, right? Because this is our basic convention that in the direction of current flow there is a voltage drop. So drop is indicated by this negative sign, right? What is the convention? Convention is that in the direction of current flow there is a voltage drop, and in the opposite direction of current flow there is a voltage rise, which is indicated by this plus sign, right? So that means in the direction of current flow there is a voltage drop. Drop means the later sign will be negative in the direction of current flow. So the same polarity you will have across this, right? Because this branch and this branch are parallel. So I volt is a voltage drop, I told you, right? So I divide by 2 current. If I want to find out in this branch, then I will write like this. Suppose this is the direction of current flow according to this polarity. So I told you voltage drop in this branch is equal to voltage drop in this branch, and voltage drop in this branch is I volt. So current flowing in this branch is I is equal to V by R, Ohm's law. So I by 2 will be the voltage drop in the current in this branch, right? Now this is I by 2 is the current flowing in this branch, and 2 ampere current is coming from here. If I ask you, tell me what is the current in this branch. Suppose the current in this branch is flowing like this, right? It is flowing like this. I am assuming this polarity, right? So if you see, if you analyze, if you see that this current is, apply KCL, Kirchhoff's current law, at this node. So this current which is passing in this 2 ohm resistance is nothing but current which is coming from here, right? Because this current will come from here and it will pass in this. It cannot go here because X and Y are open. So the same current which is flowing in this branch will flow in this branch, right? So this current, this is I by 2, right? And now apply KCL at this node, Kirchhoff's current law. When you apply Kirchhoff's current law at this node, you will write sum of incoming current is equal to sum of outgoing current. Algebraic sum of all the incoming current is equal to sum of algebraic sum of all the outgoing current. Algebraic sum of all the incoming current at this node is equal to algebraic sum of all the outgoing current. So this current plus this current is equal to this current, right? So how to apply KCL? So I am going to apply Kirchhoff's current law at this node, at this particular node. So this current, suppose let me call this current is I1, right? For the time being, assume that this current is I1, current flowing in this branch from here to here, here to here, this is I1. So this current plus this current, I will write I1 plus 2 ampere is nothing but I by 2, right? I by 2, right? So from here I will get I1 is equal to I by 2, I by 2 minus 2, right? So this is the current which is flowing in this branch, right? Now what is the current flowing in this branch in 1 ohm resistance? Have a close look at it. So if I again apply Kirchhoff's current law in this at this node, at this particular node, if I again apply Kirchhoff's current law, then this current which is coming from here, suppose the direction of current is like this current would be the algebraic sum of this current plus this current, because algebraic sum of all the incoming current is equal to algebraic sum of all the outgoing current. So this current will be equal to this current plus this current. So here again I will write KCL at this particular node. At this particular node I am applying KCL. So this current is nothing but algebraic sum of the outgoing current, right? So you will have to write, suppose this current is, let me call this is I2, right? So I2, it would be equal to I plus I1, I plus I1, right? Or you can say I plus I1 is I by 2 minus 2, right? So when you calculate this, it will become 3I by 2 minus 2 is the current flowing in this particular branch, right? Now can you calculate VTH? Have a close look at it. VTH, if you want to calculate, you can write VTH is equal to this I by 2 into 2, right? So VTH is nothing but voltage drop across this branch is equal to voltage drop across this branch is equal to voltage drop across this branch, right? So I'm going to apply now Kirchhoff's voltage law in this particular loop. Like in this loop I'm going to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law, right? So you can apply Kirchhoff's voltage law in this loop, right? So how to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law? You should apply Kirchhoff's voltage law in this loop, right? So here how to decide the polarity? In the direction of current flow there is a voltage drop. I am assuming that the direction of current flow in this branch is like this, clockwise. So in the direction of current flow there is a voltage drop. That means this is plus and this is minus, which is the polarity across this. The later terminal will be negative for the voltage drop in the direction of current flow according to convention, right? Current flowing in this branch is top to bottom. That means this is plus, this is minus. Now I can apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. Apply Kirchhoff's voltage law in this particular loop. So you will write minus to plus, write plus 2I, this is the voltage source, plus to minus, write minus 1 into I2, right? I2 is this, which is equal to 3I by 2 minus 2, right? Minus plus to minus 1 into I is equal to 0. Loop completes. You started from here and you come back at the same point. That means loop completes, KVL completes. So 2I minus 3I by 2. So 2I minus 3I by 2 minus plus minus I is equal to 0. Or you can solve this 2I minus I minus 3i by 2. So when you solve this, you will get I minus 3i by 2, right? I minus 3i by 2 is equal to minus 2, or you can write minus I by 2 is equal to minus 2, minus I by 2 is equal to minus 2, right? 2i minus I minus 3i by 2 minus I by 2. Take 2 right hand side, minus 2. Minus I by 2 is equal to minus 2, or you can say your current I is equal to 4 ampere, right? You have now calculated this current, right? Current I is 4 ampere, right? Now VTH easily you can calculate. So how to calculate VTH? VTH is nothing but voltage drop across this branch, right? Or voltage drop across this branch, or voltage drop across this branch. Choose any branch. So here you will write VTH. VTH is equal to I by 2 into 2. That is a voltage drop across this branch, which is equal to VTH. VTH is equal to this voltage, right? This voltage is equal to this voltage, because both are in parallel. So here you will write I is 4 ampere, so 4 by 2 is 2, 2 into 2 is 4. So you will now get VT is equal to 4 volt. So this is the Thevenin's voltage. You have calculated this. Step number 1 completes. Now step number 2, which is most important, calculation of Thevenin's resistance RTH, right? So how to calculate this RTH? It is one of the most important point. See here, for RTH I told you you have to first deactivate all the independent sources, right? Now see here, this current source is independent current source, right? Definitely this is independent current source, because its value is fixed, equal to 2 ampere, right? It is not depending on any other parameter. This is independent current source, right? Now see this source, which is voltage source. This is a dependent voltage source. It is depending on this current, right? So here I told you that you can only deactivate independent sources. So if you want to deactivate this current source, you must make it open circuit. I told you the process of deactivation of independent current source. If it is a current source, you make it open circuit, and if it is a voltage source, if it is an independent voltage source, you make it short circuit. So when you open it, it will be deactivated now, right? That means effect of this current source is nullified. This is now open, right? Now there is only one source, which is dependent source. You cannot deactivate this, right? Definitely you cannot deactivate, because this is a dependent current source, because its value is depending on the current flowing in this branch. So how to calculate RTH in this case? So here have a look at it. For calculation of RTH, you will connect a test voltage source, right? You will connect a test voltage source, right? Now this test voltage source, it can be a voltage source, or it can also be a current source, right? So I am choosing that the test voltage source is it is a voltage source, right? So here I will choose a test voltage source of 1 volt, right? A test voltage source of 1 volt I am choosing. For the calculation of RTH, and suppose the current which is delivered by this voltage independent voltage sources, suppose this is I naught. This is a voltage source, a test voltage source I have connected, whose value is equal to 1 volt, and the current delivered by this test voltage source is suppose I naught, right? So why 1 volt? For simplicity only, right? Because if you multiply or divide by 1, it would be easier, right, in calculations. So I am choosing a 1 volt voltage source. It is delivering current I naught. In that case, value of RTH would be V by I. That means 1 divided by I naught would be the RTH. Suppose equation number 1. So by any means, if I am able to find out this I naught, if I am able to find out this I naught, then I will take inverse of this I naught. I will immediately get RTH, right? That is a process, right? So here now apply again KVL and KCL in order to find out this RTH. First find out I naught, right? So this current I naught is flowing in this branch. It is passing in this branch like this, and it is distributing in this parallel branch, and in this parallel branch, and in this parallel branch, right? So I naught I will calculate by KCL, right? Kirchhoff's current law. So when I apply Kirchhoff's current law at this particular node, I will write this incoming current, algebraic sum of incoming current is equal to algebraic sum of all the outgoing current. That means it is this incoming current is the algebraic sum of this current and this current and this current. So the same I am going to do. So I naught will be equal to, so I am apply KCL, right? So I naught will be equal to this voltage. What is the voltage? See, with respect to ground, 0 volt, this is a 0 volt. So with respect to ground, this is 1 volt, right? So this is 1 volt, this is also 1 volt, right? This is also 1 volt, this is 1 volt, and this is also 1 volt because this is a parallel branch. This is 1 volt. Now what is the potential of this node? Potential of this node, see, this is a ground, this is ground, this is ground, this is also ground, right? So here this is a ground, 0 volt ground potential. So with respect to this ground potential of this node, it will be plus 2i, right? Plus 2i volt higher, right? So this is 2i. Now what is the current flowing in this branch? 1 minus 0 divided by this resistance, right? So I will write 1 volt minus 0 volt divided by this resistance, 1 minus 0 divided by 2, or and plus this current will be equal to 1 minus 0. This is also ground, right? So 1 minus 0 divided by 1. So 1 minus 0 divided by 1 ohm, right? Plus, now tell me what is this current, right? I am taking that sum of all the outgoing current, right? So take this current which is leaving this node, right? This particular node. So that means 1 volt minus 2i divided by 1. So you will write 1 minus 2i I divided by 1 like this, right? Is that clear to you? Now remember, this current I which you are writing here, this is not equal to this 4 ampere, right? This current I is at some different condition when test voltage source 1 volt is connected across terminal X and Y in order to find out RTH. So do not confuse that this current I is equal to this 4 ampere. 4 ampere I, this current I you have calculated under the condition when terminal X and Y are open circuit, right? So this is the process when dependent sources are connected to calculate RTH. So that's why I have connected a test voltage source. So here I will further solve this. So 1 by 2 plus 1. So 1 by 2 plus 1, this is a 3 by 2, right? This is 3 by 2 plus 1 minus 2i I divided by 1, right? Now this is 1 volt. 1 volt will be across this same parallel branch. So what is the value of this current? Or you can choose this current. See, this is equal to 1 volt, this is also equal to 1 volt, this is also equal to 1 volt. So 1 volt divided by this resistance will be the current I. So 1 by 1 volt minus 0 divided by 1 is equal to this current I. So 1 minus 0 by 1 is equal to I. So I is nothing but 1 minus 0 by 1, that means 1 only. So current I is 1 ampere, 1 minus 2 into 1. Right? You understand how I calculated current I in this case? Simply apply Ohm's law. Current which is passing in this branch is I, and I is equal to V, this 1 volt minus this 0 volt divided by this resistance, 1 minus 0 divided by 1. So that is 1 only. Current is I is 1 only. So 2 into I, 2 into 1 divided by 1. So here you will get 3 by 2 minus 2. So 3 by 2 minus 2, 3 by 2 minus 1. 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So 3 by 2 minus 1. It is equal to 0.5 ampere, right? I naught you have now calculated, right? So here, what is RTH in this case? Definitely RTH will be equal to 1 by I. So 1 by 0.5, or you can write this is 2 ohm, right? So this is the RTH, Thevenin's resistance RTH, right? So if the dependent source is present, you should calculate the Thevenin's resistance across the desired terminal like this. That means you should either assume 1 volt test voltage source, or you should either assume 1 ampere current source, right? If you choose 1 ampere current source across this terminal, then also you will get the same answer. You can check it out, right? So now you have calculated VTH and RTH both. See, VTH is coming out to be 4 volt, RTH is 2 ohm, right? So which option is correct? Option C is correct, right? 4 volt and 2 ohm. So option C is correct. 4 volt is VTH and RTH is 2 ohm. So you can also calculate this Thevenin's resistance in case of dependent sources by choosing a 1 ampere current source at the desired terminals, right? So I am verifying the answer. See here, just if I choose the 1 ampere test current source, then now I am choosing, question is over now. Here VTH RTH has been calculated. Now I am explaining that if I choose 1 ampere test current source, then what would happen. So here see, I am choosing this, I am connecting a test current source of 1 ampere, right, with this polarity. This is 1 ampere current source, right? 1 ampere current source I am choosing, right? Test current source of 1 ampere I am choosing, and here suppose the voltage drop across this test current source, suppose this is V0, right, with this polarity plus minus. So now what is the value of R Thevenin in this case? So if you choose 1 ampere test current source across terminal X and Y, then RTH would be V by I, that means V0 divided by I is 1 ampere, right? So that means this is the value of RTH in this case. If you choose 1 ampere test current source, then this will be the value of RTH, right? That means if you, by any means, if you calculate V0, right, if you calculate this V0, you can directly find out this RTH. So now see here how to find out this V0. This I0 was for earlier case for 1 volt test voltage source. So see here what I have changed. I simply changed the test source, right? Earlier I was using a test voltage source of 1 volt, but now I am choosing a test current source of 1 ampere, right? across this 1 ampere test current source, what is the voltage drop I am assuming? This is V0. Right, now my job is to find out this V0. So this is the V0 across this test current source of 1 ampere. This V0 will be equal to this V0 across this, because this is a parallel branch, so voltage across this is also V0, and again voltage across this branch is V0, right? So these are the earlier values, right, for the earlier case. So now the voltage drop across this parallel branch is V0, and your job is to find out this V0, right? So this is V0, right? This voltage drop is equal to this voltage drop, because this is again a parallel branch, so here also V0, right? So now you find out this V0. So again I am going to apply Kirchhoff's current law at this particular node. Algebraic sum of all the incoming current is equal to algebraic sum of all the outgoing currents, right? So this current is equal to this current plus this current plus this current. So the same I am going to do, apply Kirchhoff's current law at this particular node, at this node. So this current is equal to 1 ampere, it is coming from here, 1 ampere. So this 1 ampere is equal to this current. This current is V0 minus 0 divided by 2. V0 minus 0 divided by 2, right? Plus V0, this current is sum of this current plus this current. So this current is V0 minus 0, V0 minus 0 divided by 1, right? So V0 minus 0 divided by 1, right? V0 minus 0 divided by 1 is this current. Now this current is V0 minus 2i, V0 minus 2i divided by V0 minus 2i divided by 1. So V0 minus 2i divided by the resistance in between, that is 1 ohm, right? So this is the case here. Now what is voltage drop across this branch? V0, and V0 is nothing but, see here, this V is equal to IR, so current I is flowing in this branch, so I into 1 ohm will be the voltage drop. That means V0 is equal to I into 1, that means V0 equal to I volts, right? So in place of I, see here, this voltage is equal to, you can write from here, this voltage will be with respect to ground, this voltage V0 will be equal to current I into multiply by this resistance I into 1. So here you can write V0 is nothing but I into 1. So I into 1, that means I volts. So in place of I you can put V0. So 1 is equal to V0 by 2 plus V0 plus I is V0. In place of I put V0. So V0 minus 2 V0 minus 2 V0, that means this is minus V0 divided by 1. Plus V0 minus V0 get cancelled, right? They will get cancelled, right? So here you will get V0 by 2 equal to 1 or V0 equal to 2 volts, right? That means now you can find out RTH from equation number 2. RTH is nothing but V0. So RTH will be equal to 2, that is V0, divided by 1, that means 2 ohm, right? So have you analyzed this? Have you look at it? See this, V0, RTH is 2 ohm, right? So by taking test voltage source or test current source, you now have to calculate, you will have to calculate now, you have calculated now the Thevenin's resistance, right? So that is a process of calculation of Thevenin's resistance when dependent source is present, right? See, all this calculation is due to this presence of dependent current source, right? Had this dependent source is not there, you can directly calculate, right? No need to connect this test voltage source or test current source, right? By series parallel combination, you deactivate all the independent sources and then you calculate. But since in this particular question, since the dependent source is present, so I told you that dependent source cannot be deactivated, and that's why you then calculate RTH by this method, by connection of this test voltage source or test current source. So for simplicity, if you are choosing test current source, then assume that this test current source value is 1 ampere with a voltage drop V0 across it. And if you are choosing a test voltage source, then choose it equal to 1 volt value with a current I0 delivered by it, right? So by choosing either test voltage source or test current source, you can calculate RTH, and that is a process of calculation of Thevenin's resistance when the dependent source is present in the network, right? So step number 2 is completed, right? You have calculated RTH, and in the third step you simply connect VTH in series with RTH. So this is my VTH, right? This is VTH with value of equal to 4 volt and RTH equal to 2 ohm, right, across these terminal X and Y, right? So this is my Thevenin's equivalent circuit across the desired terminal X and Y, that means VTH in series with RTH. So this 2 ohm is nothing but RTH, right? RTH is equal to 2 ohm, right? So like this you can find out the Thevenin's equivalent circuit, right? So now if any resistance is connected across X and Y, if it is given, then you can calculate the current, power loss, and whatever is asked you can calculate further. But since any resistance it is not connected across X and Y, so leave it as it is. So this is the Thevenin's equivalent circuit across X and Y. That means VTH in series with RTH is the Thevenin's equivalent circuit, right? So have you understood? So have you understood now? Okay. So thank you very much. So if you like, you can subscribe this channel. Thanks for watching. For all such kind of questions, you can subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.